Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. We are happy to be joined now by the man trying to take on Matt Bevin for the Republican nomination for Kentucky Governor, Robert Goforth. And sir, I brought you in a few months ago, and at the time you had decided to run, and it looked like this kind of long shot candidate, but you've made some waves here. How are you feeling about the race?
Feeling pretty good. Feeling really good about the race.
Okay, so you decided to enter, and remind people who maybe didn't see exactly why you wanted to run against the Governor Bevin in the primary.
Well, I think Kentuckians deserve better than what we have. Beyond the arrogance, the insults, and everything else, this guy says he's a fiscal conservative, but he gives his old Army buddy, I'm prior military, U.S. Army combat engineer. But I don't expect my buddies to give me a job that's double or triple the salary of what it is. And then all of his hedge fund buddies. They've made $400 million in management fees off of the KRS pension system since he's been in control of that board. They've directed those investments to their friends. And I don't believe that he's the right person for the job or the right person for Kentucky. So that's why I've decided to stand up.
From a leadership standpoint, he has had a Republican House and a Republican Senate, super majorities in both for most of his tenure.
Yeah.
And it always seems like things can't get passed. You're part of that group. Why do you think that's the case?
Well, because he's unwilling to listen to anyone. He thinks he alone has all the answers, and that's not so. He's unwilling to bring everybody to the table and work through the tough challenges that we face here in Kentucky. We can get things done, but he's unwilling to work with us. That's the problem.
I've had some people, Republicans, talk to me about your candidacy and say, I like the idea of challenging Bevin, but I just can't tell if he's a serious candidate to be able to win. They sort of don't want to waste their vote.
Right.
Do you understand that? And how would you how do you convince those people that you can win the primary and win the general?
I believe I can easily win the general. I go well up against any of the other candidates on the other side of the aisle. In this primary, I just need people to show up to vote. People are fed up with Matt Bevin. I've put almost $1 million of my own money in this campaign. Any of the online polls that you see, I'm winning big time. Even your poll. I mean,
you were winning my one. That's right.
Big time. Even our polls, we're winning big time. They put out an internal poll that showed he was ahead. Of course, that's what they're going to do. But all the other polls and everything else that you see, I mean, we are building momentum all across Kentucky. We hear the same thing every place we go. We want him gone. He doesn't represent what we want there as our governor.
Now, I've talked to some sort of maybe moderate Republicans who say, look, I don't like Matt Bevin, but they're considering voting for a Democrat in the general election. And their worry about you is that on some of your positions, you may even be more right-wing than Bevin when it comes to guns and some of those.
No.
Well, do you consider yourself how would you describe yourself in terms of policy? Well,
I'd say I'm a strong social conservative that puts forth a people-first agenda.
And when you say social conservative, so were you against, say, gay marriage?
Well, I'm 100% pro-life. I let my Christian values guide me in my life. And so I also believe our Second Amendment rights are sacrosanct, and we should not be left defenseless anywhere in the Commonwealth, all law-abiding citizens.
You were the sponsor of the bill that took away the concealed carry license, basically.
No.
Where am I wrong about that?
No. I was a sponsor of House Bill 30, which just said all law-abiding citizens with a permit shall never be left defenseless in the Commonwealth. Same rights that politicians enjoy right now. I just think that politicians' lives are no more important than the everyday Kentuckian, and you should be able to defend yourself wherever you're at.
There's a lot of people watching this who maybe have never seen you. If you were to give the 30-second case, Robert Goforth for governor, what is it?
Well, Robert Goforth for governor, because I think it's time that we have some respect and dignity back into that office. Someone who's going to stand up for the people of Kentucky, someone who's not going to be able to be bought and sold to big corporate America. That's what I'm telling people.
All right, now make me a prediction. I know you don't want to do this, but on election night, I'm telling people that I think this is going to be a closer race than people realize. Do you believe when we go to bed Tuesday night, you'll be the Republican nominee?
I will be the Republican nominee. I just need the people to show up to vote that believe in me and have said that they believe in me and they want to change. If they show up to vote on Tuesday, I will be the nominee.
Where can people learn more about your candidacy?
Goforth4ky.com. Goforth4ky.com, or on Facebook, of course, Goforth for Kentucky.
One more thing, if you are the nominee, will you commit to doing a debate on this show with the Democratic nominee?
I'll do a debate on the show with a Democrat nominee. I'll do a debate still with Matt Bevin if he's not scared. But see, I've challenged him time and time again. He refuses to show up every single time. Tell him come out and let's talk about the policies, the tough challenges that Kentucky face. He's nationalizing this election instead of talking about Kentucky's tough challenges that we face and coming on the show, this show or any other one, to actually talk about those issues. He's deflecting because he knows I'll expose him for the fraud and phony that he is.
All right, well, thank you very much. We appreciate it.